Hello, everyone, and welcome to Verba Podcast. I'm Luna, and I'm really happy you're here with us today.
Hi, everyone. I'm Eli. Whether you're listening to us while studying, relaxing, or improving your English, we're very glad to have you.
Yes, this podcast is created especially for people who want to learn English naturally through real conversations, meaningful topics, and clear explanations.
And today's episode is very special because Christmas and the New Year are just around the corner.
Exactly. So today we're going to talk about Christmas, but not only in a simple way. We'll talk about what Christmas really means, how people experience it emotionally, and how it's celebrated differently around the world.
Before we start, let's quickly tell you what we'll cover in today's episode so you know what to expect.
In today's episode, we'll discuss, first, what Christmas means personally to us. Secondly, Christmas traditions around the world. Then, the emotional side of Christmas, joy, stress, and loneliness. Also, gifts. Are they important or overrated? And finally, how Christmas connects to the new year and new beginnings.
By the end of this episode, you'll not only learn useful English expressions, but you'll also reflect on your own experiences with Christmas.
And if you enjoy this episode, don't forget to subscribe to Verba Podcast and support our channel.
Luna, let me start with a simple question. What does Christmas mean to you?
That's a beautiful question. For me, Christmas is not just a holiday. It's more like a feeling. It reminds me to slow down, to be grateful, and to think about the people in my life. When I was a child, Christmas felt magical. The lights, the decorations, the music, everything felt warm and safe. Now, as an adult, Christmas feels different, but still meaningful. It's a time to reflect on the year that passed.
I really like that idea, reflection. For me, Christmas is a mix of happiness and pressure. On one hand, I truly enjoy the atmosphere. I love the lights on the streets, the music in shops, and the feeling that something special is happening. There's a sense of warmth in the air, even when the weather is cold. Christmas makes ordinary days feel a little more magical, but at the same time, I often feel stressed during this season. There are so many expectations. We're expected to buy gifts for family and friends, to spend time with everyone, and to always look cheerful and grateful. Sometimes it feels like there's a silent rule that says, you must be happy during Christmas. I think this pressure can be tiring. People compare themselves to others, especially on social media. You see perfect photos, perfect families, perfect dinners, and you start to feel like you're not doing enough. Even something simple like choosing a gift can become stressful because you want it to be meaningful, but you're afraid it won't be good enough. Another thing is family visits. I love my family, but spending a lot of time together can bring old memories and old emotions back to the surface. Sometimes Christmas forces us to face conversations we usually avoid during the year. So for me, Christmas is beautiful, but it's also complicated. It reminds me that happiness isn't something we can force. Maybe Christmas should be less about meeting expectations and more about being honest with ourselves, accepting both joy and stress, and understanding that it's okay to feel both at the same time.
That's very honest, and I think many people feel the same way. When we talk about Christmas, we often focus only on the joyful side, the smiles, the decorations, the celebrations. But the truth is, Christmas can also be emotionally heavy. For many people, this time of year brings back memories. Some memories are warm and comforting, but others can be painful. People might remember loved ones who are no longer with them, relationships that have changed, or moments in life that didn't turn out the way they hoped. During Christmas, these feelings can become stronger because everything feels more emotional and intense. That's why I believe it's so important to talk about these feelings openly. When we don't talk about them, people can feel alone, as if they're the only ones struggling. But when we share our experiences, we realize that many others feel the same way. Talking creates connection, and connection reduces loneliness. Another reason open conversations matter is because they help us understand each other better. Not everyone experiences Christmas in the same way, and that's okay. Some people are excited, some are tired, and some are simply trying to get through the season. When we listen without judgment, we create space for kindness and empathy. So instead of pretending that everything is perfect, maybe Christmas can be a time to be more honest about our emotions, our limits, and our needs. Joy feels more real when it's shared, and heavy feelings feel lighter when they're spoken out loud.
Christmas is celebrated very differently around the world. In some countries, it's snowy and cold, while in others, it's sunny and warm. And this alone changes the entire feeling of the holiday. In places where Christmas happens during winter, people often imagine snow-covered streets, warm coats, and staying inside with hot drinks. The cold weather encourages people to gather indoors, decorate their homes, light candles, and create a cozy atmosphere. Christmas there often feels quiet, calm, and reflective. But in countries where Christmas falls in summer, the experience is completely different. Instead of snow, there might be sunshine, beaches, and outdoor celebrations. People may spend Christmas with barbecues, picnics, or family gatherings outside. The mood feels lighter and more energetic, and the holiday blends naturally with nature and open spaces. These differences show us that Christmas isn't defined by weather or decorations. It's shaped by culture, climate, and lifestyle. Even the music, food, and clothing change depending on where people live. Yet despite all these differences, the core idea of Christmas, spending time with others, sharing kindness, and taking a break from daily life remains the same. For English learners, this is also a good reminder that language, like culture, changes across the world. There's no single correct way to celebrate Christmas, just as there's no single way to speak English. What matters most is communication, understanding, and connection.
Yes, and that's fascinating. In some cultures, Christmas is deeply religious. In others, it's more about family, food, and togetherness. For example, in many Western countries, families decorate Christmas trees, exchange gifts, and have big dinners. But in some places, Christmas is quieter and more personal.
And even food changes from place to place. Some people eat turkey, others enjoy seafood, and in some cultures, sweets and desserts are the main focus of the celebration. Food is often at the center of Christmas because it brings people together. In many families, meals are prepared for hours, sometimes even days, and recipes are passed down from generation to generation. These dishes carry memories, traditions, and a sense of identity. In some countries, a large roasted turkey or chicken is the symbol of Christmas dinner. The meal is usually shared slowly with long conversations around the table. In other places, especially near the sea, seafood becomes the star of the celebration. Fish, shrimp, and other seafood dishes are seen as lighter and more traditional. Then there are cultures where Christmas feels almost like a festival of sweets. Cakes, cookies, chocolates, and special desserts fill homes with sweet smells and warm feelings. Baking together becomes part of the celebration, especially for families with children. What's interesting is that the food itself isn't the most important part. It's the act of sharing. Sitting together, eating together, and enjoying the moment creates connection. No matter what's on the table, food becomes a language of love, care, and togetherness during Christmas.
These differences are beautiful because they show that Christmas doesn't have one single meaning. It adapts to culture, history, and people's lives.
Yes, especially for people who live far from their families or who have lost loved ones. Christmas can bring back memories, and not all memories are happy. Let's talk about something deeper. Christmas is often shown as a very happy time, full of smiles, laughter, and togetherness. We see this image everywhere in movies, advertisements, songs, and social media. Christmas is usually presented as a season where everyone is surrounded by family and friends, feeling loved and joyful. But for some people, the reality is very different. For them, Christmas can be a lonely time. Some people live far away from their families. Others may have lost loved ones, ended relationships, or simply don't have anyone to spend the holidays with. When the world around them seems to be celebrating, that loneliness can feel even stronger. Loneliness during Christmas doesn't always mean being physically alone. Sometimes people are surrounded by others but still feel disconnected or misunderstood. The pressure to be happy can make it difficult to express sadness, so people keep their feelings inside. This silence can make loneliness feel heavier. I think it's important to recognize this side of Christmas, even if it's uncomfortable. When we talk about it openly, we remind people that they are not weak or strange for feeling this way. Their emotions are valid. Christmas, like any meaningful time of year, brings out what we already feel inside, both joy and pain. Maybe if we spoke more honestly about loneliness, Christmas could become a time not only for celebration, but also for compassion. A simple message, a kind word, or even listening can make a big difference to someone who feels alone. Let's talk about something deeper. Christmas is often shown as a very happy time, but for some people it can be lonely.
Yes, especially for people who live far from their families or who have lost loved ones. Christmas can bring back memories, and not all memories are happy.
Sometimes social media makes it worse. Everyone seems happy, surrounded by family, but reality is different for many people.
That's why I believe Christmas should also be a time for kindness and understanding, not only celebration. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel tired. Those emotions are valid.
Let's talk about gifts. Do you think gifts are the most important part of Christmas?
Honestly, no. Gifts can be nice, but they're not the heart of Christmas. A meaningful conversation, spending time together, or even a simple message can be more valuable than an expensive gift.
I agree. Sometimes people focus too much on money and forget the emotional side of Christmas. In many places, Christmas has become strongly connected to shopping. We see advertisements everywhere telling us what to buy and how much to spend. This can create the idea that the value of Christmas is measured by the price of the gifts. When that happens, people may feel pressure, guilt, or even shame if they can't afford expensive presents. But emotional value is very different from financial value. A gift doesn't need to be costly to be meaningful. What truly matters is the intention behind it. A handwritten note, a thoughtful message, or simply spending quality time together can create memories that last much longer than any material item. Focusing too much on money can also take away from the joy of giving. Instead of feeling excited, people may feel anxious or exhausted. They worry about choosing the right gift instead of enjoying the moment. This can turn a season of warmth into a season of stress. I think Christmas becomes more meaningful when we shift our attention away from money and toward connection. When we listen, share, and show care, we remember why this holiday matters in the first place. The emotional side of Christmas is what stays with us long after the decorations are gone.
Exactly. A thoughtful gift doesn't have to be expensive, it just needs to show care.
Christmas is also very close to the new year. Do you think this makes people more hopeful?
Yes, definitely. Christmas feels like a pause, and the new year feels like a restart. People start thinking about goals, habits, and dreams. It's a powerful moment to reflect and move forward.
That's a great message for our listeners, especially those learning English. Every small step matters.
So today we talked about the meaning of Christmas, traditions, emotions, gifts, and new beginnings.
We hope this conversation helped you not only practice English, but also think about your own experiences.
If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to Verba Podcast and share it with others who want to learn English naturally.
Thank you for spending your time with us.
We wish you a warm, peaceful Christmas and a wonderful new year.
See you next time on Verba Podcast.